Hello friends, welcome to my channel The Risk Management Research. I'm Sanjay Kumar and I'm bringing you today the CrowdStrike outage risk that we saw yesterday that the world came to stand still. I want to bring a perspective from the risk management point of view. What we saw yesterday that one incident has basically stopped the world. And what are the lessons that we can learn from the yesterday's incidents and what changes we can make or rather we should make. Let's see that what are the risks and what could be the mitigations. So let's go through the incidents that happened yesterday just to refresh our memories. Yesterday, the 19th July at around 11 a.m. IST, Indian Standard Time, the computer screen turned blue. All of a sudden, the people around, started asking the question about the status of their, computer, and slowly everyone's screen started turning blue. The WhatsApp message started coming from the different offices. It was not just from the same office, but across the world. Very soon it was realized that some global IT pandemic has struck. Then people came to know that there is an issue in the security patch update. Globally, airlines, news broadcasters, hospitals, various organizations came to stand still. The world just witnessed the overdependence on one system. This is concentration risk. We talk about the concentration risk more in the investment arena. When an organization invests a lot of their assets in type of one particular type of an asset, then we say that there is a concentration risk, because if that asset does not perform well, then there is a risk that the organization may not earn the enough return. So similarly, I think concentration risk just not be in the investment area, but it is everywhere. This incident was not a cyber attack, but I think is an eye opener for the entire world. How do they perceive the risk? What lessons can be learned and applied to manage the future of such risks? This is not the first incident. Of course, this is the first incident of this type happened, but a similar incidents can happen in the future. What what learning can be taken from this? Let us ask some critical questions to ourselves. We have to ask certain critical questions. There is a talk about the data risk, because data is sitting on the cloud server, and the cloud server is not within the country, it is somewhere else, and that data is not on the physical server. Now the various organizations have taken a conscious decision to move away from the physical server to the cloud server, which means that their data is not under the control but under the control of the third party, and that data may not be in their country but in some other country. So when such decisions are taken, there must be a risk analysis about what are the risks while taking such decisions. Now the question is, when the organizations move away from server based to the cloud server, did they analyze the impact of the risk? Did they analyze that what could happen if there is a strike, if there is a bug in a system, if there is a cyber attack, how they are going to manage the risk? Now the question is that such analysis is a part of a risk-based decision making. If the organizations have done the analysis and they have accepted the risk, that they are fine with that such kind of decisions, then it is okay to take such decisions, because they have to bear the consequences of the impact. However, if the organizations have not done such analysis, then the question is that the proper risk management activity have not gone into the practice, And that's where there is a need to implement the risk management, not only just in the financial risk, but in all parts of the risk management activities. We generally see that when such incidents happen, we get into the crisis management mode. Now it is a time to move away from the crisis management mode to the risk management mode. The crisis management is very expensive in nature. When organization is not doing the risk management and they want to implement the risk management, of course it is going to cost. There is a cost to it, but there is a benefit also. The benefit is that the firm value increases. There are various benefits of implementation of the risk management. So it is a time for the organizations to move away from the crisis management to the risk management. Now the question is that the yesterday's incidents that crystallized yesterday were the one of such incidences that we saw. There could be many such live wire that are yet to be explored. Risk management first identifies, analyze and plan for the mitigation. I think it is a time for our eyes. It is time to open our eyes and start building robust risk management practice to prevent such future crises. Again, what happens that when a risk crystallizes, we start analyzing the cause of the risk. We go into the roots of the problem and identify that what are the reasons why it has happened, and then the story closes. We analyze the crystallized risk, find the reason, and then do nothing. I think this is a matter of a past now. There is no point doing the same activity again and again and then keeping it between the covers of the book. It is now time to engage in the proactive risk management, learn from the past failures and implement in the future. We saw in last 10-15 years we have seen some big global event and the incidences that has seriously costed us. If we start from 2008 economic crisis, 2020 COVID event, and now the crowd strike, do we need more global incidents to learn how to manage risk? I think we have got enough data with us. We have got enough learning with us to have the implementation within our systems, within our organizations, within our operations so that we can better manage our risk. The chief risk officer has a role to play. He has a critical role as he is the only person within the organization who looks at the risk. I think the chief risk officer's role has been created around the world, but in my assessment that the chief risk officer has not gained the prominence that he should have, because he is a person who is going to raise the alarm, is going to highlight that the risk is there, but it seems that his hands are tied. There is a need to strengthen his hand. I think regulator should strengthen the hands of the CROs and the chief risk officer so that he or she can highlight the risk with a confidence. Let us now learn about how to implement risk management and reduce the crisis management. It is time. I think we have got enough incidences across the world. The world has suffered enough, and with climate risk around the corner, we may really burn ourselves. It is now time that we start, gathering our learnings one by one and start implementing it. Otherwise, there will be no time left for us. Thanks a lot. Share your thoughts, what you think about it. Subscribe to my channel and see you next time. Bye bye.